Suppose we had a functioning democratic society. Let's just imagine that. What would a primary be, say New Hampshire? What would happen at a primary would be that the people in a town would get together and discuss and talk about and argue about what they want policy to be. Kind of like what goes on here. And they should formulate their conception of what the policy should be. Then if a candidate says, I want to come talk to you, the people in the town ought to say, well, you can come listen to us if you want. So you come in, we'll tell you what we want, and if you can sort of persuade us that maybe you'll do it, maybe we'll vote for you. That's what would happen in a democratic society. But what happens in our society? The candidate comes to town with his PR agents and the rest of them, and gives some talks and says, look how great I am, this is what I'm going to do for you. Anybody with a gray cell functioning doesn't believe what he or she says. And then, maybe they vote for him, maybe they don't. Now that's very different from a democratic society. And, making moves in that direction is not utopian. Those are things that can be done in particular communities. And it could lead to a noticeable change in the political system. I mean, yeah, sure, we should get money out of politics, but that's going to take, a lot of work. And one way to go at it is just to elect our own representatives, it's not impossible. And the same is true all across the board. I mean, let's go back to the deficit again. The population understands that it's not the primary problem. In fact, not even a major problem. The population has a sensible attitude about what ought to be done with it. Higher taxes for the rich, let's go back to the way things were during the big growth periods, and preserve the benefits, which are limited. They ought to be improved. But there's something else which isn't even being discussed. The deficit would be eliminated, literally, if the United States had a healthcare system of a kind that other industrial countries have. Now, that's literally true. And that's not utopian. The idea that we should have a healthcare system like other industrial countries, that's not kind of wild, radical raving. But that would probably leave a surplus. The U.S., I'm sure you all know, has its healthcare system's a total international scandal. It's about twice the per capita costs of comparable countries, some of the worst outcomes.